Hey guys, I am buzzing with energy today. You are going to feel it in this episode. And you'll also notice if you're watching this on video, I'm on video. I never record the video, or very rarely record the video of the episodes that I do on here that are just me. And the reason I'm recording it on video is I have just got back from a day learning more about human design with Sue Jones-Miranda, who has created the most incredible. So she does these things called playbooks. If you've not seen them, go and check her out online. I'll pop her link in the show notes below. And she is also coming on the podcast soon as a guest. Now, she creates these playbooks, which are essentially your Bible. Your Bible, it's your roadmap, your it's like the manual for how we all function as individuals. So at birth, from the moment we're born, our soul is here to fulfill a purpose. Now, what most people do in society is we are born, we live life, we have families, then we die, and the whole thing repeats again and again and again. Now, for the majority of people in the world today, is they don't do this self-development work. They never work out why they do certain things. They don't understand more about themselves. They don't do all of this self-discovery and what a lot of people from the outside of this space would call woo-woo or spiritual practices. Now, most people that I know that are in this space have started their healing journey, started understanding more about themselves through hitting burnout, a breakdown, a rock bottom moment. And it's that realization of this cannot be it. This cannot be my life. Like, there must be more available to me. I know there's more. You can feel this inner pull into that there's something else available to you. Now, for me, that happened to me in 2023, where I had been following the strategies, I had been following the step-by-step processes that I was being taught as, if you do these things, it's going to create X result, like whatever that may be. It might be more money, more visibility, more clients, like whatever that looks like in business. And I felt like a bit of a failure, to be honest, because I never felt like I was hitting the goals that I'd set. So at the beginning of every program, no matter what you do, whether it's a course, program, coach, like one-to-one group, whatever it is, the majority of the time, the first thing you do is focus on, right, what do you want to get out of this? What are the goals? So we would set the goals, do all of this stuff, and have this vision of what we wanted to achieve in that time. And I always felt like I was leaving at the end of programs with a massive knock to my confidence because I wouldn't get the same results as other people, or I wouldn't hit anything near what my goals were. So yes, I would always gain something. I'd always learn more about myself. I'd always get results. I always have done in everything I've invested in, but never quite hit the mark in terms of achieving the goals that I had. And I was always left feeling like there must be something wrong with me. Like, what am I missing? Because I am working so hard. I am a generator in human design. So I am like a Duracell bunny. I can keep going. I've got this endless supply of energy. We're raised in society today through school, through how we're brought up, to if you work hard and you do really well and you do your best, you're going to be successful. So it's a case of we're programmed, we're conditioned by society to just keep going and going and going, doing all the time, and just keep pushing. Because if you keep pushing, if you keep putting your head down and you keep working really hard, you're going to hit the results. So that is programmed into us as adults because that's how we've been raised. Like, most of our lives up until we hit this kind of early mid adulthood is teaching us to do the complete opposite of what actually our own intuition of what our inner self needs to be doing and what is in alignment to us. So I think for me, I just got to this point, and a lot of it was from becoming a mother. Like, I'd never really processed that transformation that you go through when you become a mum, of really understanding that the past version of myself is no more. Like, that version of me is gone. That body that I used to have is gone. The mindset is gone. The life, everything is now gone. And I'm now becoming this new version. And I talk about this a lot because it's such a huge change in a woman's life when you become a mother. It's an instant thing. So you have 9 months of preparing yourself for this new life, of what things are going to look like in your life. And you imagine what it's going to be like. And then the moment comes where you go into labor, however your birth goes, it is an instant change when that baby is born, and your reality becomes, I'm now a mum. Like, my body isn't what it used to be. I don't have this living thing inside me anymore. It's outside of me. And that instant shift nobody can prepare you for how quickly that transforms your mindset, your mood, your body, your like everything shifts. So your hormones going all over the place. You've completely lost your identity of who you were. You don't even know who this person is. You've just become in that moment in time. And it can take you actually like 3 to 5 years to really settle in your emotions, in your like balance, in feeling good about yourself and really understanding who you are and all of this kind of stuff. Like that's if you've had a kind of a normal, like okay birth, everything went according to plan. It can be even longer if you've had an emergency C-section, emergency birth, something went wrong, there were complications, all of that kind of thing. Now, for me, my rock bottom moment happened 2023. And it was actually my youngest was like a couple of years old at this point. So it had been me burying my head in the sand. It had been me doing my typical ostrich of, I'm just going to keep going on. I'll just keep working hard because that's what I've been programmed to do. I can juggle all of the things. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm doing everything. Everything on paper looks great. I've got the 3 amazing kids. I've got the amazing husband. I've got the beautiful house. I've got the dogs. Like everything's great. On paper, everything's great. I should just be grateful. This is just my hormones making me feel a bit like wobbly. And then I realized it wasn't that at all. I just completely got lost in who I was. I just did not know who this new version of myself was. I completely sort of just got to a point where I was like, what am I doing? I don't even know what my purpose is. All I'm doing is doing, like putting everybody else first, like doing all of this stuff and feeling really overwhelmed with what I was doing and where I was at. And I was at a point where I was like, my business, I'm going to close my business because I can't keep going on like this. I'm working so hard. I'm not getting the results that I want. I'm so passionate about what it is that I do, but just things aren't moving. And I'm just feeling overwhelmed in every single area of my life and my business. So that was the moment for me where I was like, there must be more available to me. I know I had this inner feeling that I was meant for more. Like there definitely something else that I was meant to be doing. So I came across human design and I started really implementing that into my life and my business and understanding that actually the way that I am programmed, the decisions I make, things that have triggered me in the past, emotions, decisions I've made that have been right or wrong, things that have felt disconnected, like things that have felt really hard and challenging, everything suddenly made sense. It was like a light bulb moment for me, like a real light bulb moment for me of really identifying like, this is who I am, this is who I'm meant to be. And this now makes sense. I now have this guide that is going to help me to just see not where I'm going wrong, but also where I can actually go that is a path that is actually destined for me, what I'm here to do. So my human design is a 6-2 generator. So if you don't know what that means, 6 is essentially I'm here to be a role model. So I can see the future in terms of like, if this happens and that happens, then that's going to happen. I look at the future. I look at what is on the horizon. I am a leader that people will look up to and get inspiration from. And I'm like an activator. I empower other people to move as well. Like I go first, then people follow. The 2 is the hermit. So it's really interesting because you've got this role model who is putting themselves out there, who is going first, but then you've also got the hermit. So the hermit is someone that needs to really focus on prioritizing themselves and making sure they're doing things that light them up. So following things like hobbies, allowing space, doing things that make me feel good internally. So for me, that is spending time with my family. It is walking my dog in nature. It is switching off from being in on mode from my business. It is just taking myself away from all of the external noise, essentially. But in a way that I'm leading with what it is that I'm doing is I'm leading by creating my own dream life of being the role model as somebody that actually prioritizes things like self-care and personal development and passions and love and joy and doing all of the things that I really love. Not that if you work really, really hard, you're going to achieve all of this stuff. Like that's just not for me at all. Like my dream life is very soft and feminine and in flow, and that is how I lead. So it was really interesting in today's session with Sue, where we were diving more into these playbooks to understand our individual human design, what all the different numbers mean. Because when you first find out what your human design is, you essentially get this chart that's got loads of different colored blocks and white areas and numbers. and all of these different things going on, and it can look really overwhelming, and it is overwhelming. And actually I found out my human design about 3 years ago now, and then never did anything with it because it meant nothing to me. It was just a load of colors, a load of numbers, and I thought, okay, well, I'm a generator, that's as far as I got with it. The more I've delved into this, the more things have shifted, not just in my business, but also in my life as well. Like the decisions I make, how I am moving forward, the launches that I've done, the offers that I create, how I'm running my business, how I serve my clients, how I can help my clients. Everything is then like, it's all shifted into place. I love human design so much. And if you've never explored it, I would highly recommend even just watching some YouTube videos on what is human design, like finding out more about it. We have got a couple of episodes on human design on the podcast already, so make sure you search for that on Becoming a Powerhouse Brand. You will find them in there. And then we also have Sue Jones-Miranda that is going to be coming on to talk about her playbooks and the power that human design has in helping you to just align yourself with what is meant for you, that realizing that there's nothing wrong with you, that if some things feel more challenging, or if something is calling you into this other direction and you don't know what that is, understanding how we are wired. This playbook that I have right here in my hands is, I would show it to you, but I've got a blur background, so I don't think, oh, there we go. So this is my playbook. I don't know if you can see that. That's my playbook. Is it going to work? So this is literally my guide in everything. So if you think of when you get any form of equipment, let's just say you've got an electrical item, you have a manual with it, so you know how to use it. This book is my manual. So I know what is in alignment to me, what works for me and what doesn't work for me, so that I can make the right decisions going forward. This stuff isn't woo-woo, guys. This is literally like, it's almost like that wake-up call of realizing who you are. Now, for me personally, I've got to a point in my business now where I've been to the events and I've invested in the coaching and I've invested in the courses that teach strategy. And whilst you absolutely do need strategy in business, for me personally, I know that I need to be working with people that understand about alignment, that understand about human design, that understand that not every single person that comes into your space is going to be the same. Like not one strategy works for everybody. And it's why I love that all of this is just like connected the dots for me, because I've always felt this calling of, I don't want to have a set framework or strategy for my clients, because I know every one of my clients that comes to me is different. And it makes sense that I am a line 6 because I can see things, I can understand people, I'm very connected with what it is that people do, what lights them up, what they want to be doing, and I can see the vision of what we can create for their brand that is totally aligned to them. Like, so me being a line 6 and a brand designer and a brand strategist and a mentor means that I can actually create brands for your future when you can't even necessarily see where that is going. Like I just have that vision and I just assume that everybody had that, but it turns out that's actually a gift. So yeah, today has just really helped me to open my eyes in what is in true alignment for me. And if I could empower anybody that's listening or watching this today to just even find out what your human design type is. I wish they were teaching this in schools, because the world would be a different place if they were. We are all wired differently. We are not all designed to sit in a classroom environment. We're not all wired to sit and work really hard and pass exams and do the same course, the same programs. The education system has not changed in since the Victorian times. And yet you look at the life that we have today, like what is happening in the world, what technology we have available to us. It's crazy that the school system is so far behind what it needs to be. And I just think, with so many children struggling in school environments, they're not designed to be in that environment. If we could actually empower the children today to actually understand about themselves and allow them to express themselves in different ways and follow paths that are in alignment to them, we are going to have such an incredible world ahead of us. And I would love to be able to make that change. Obviously, that's not down to just one person. That needs a whole collective of people to be doing it, and generations of people doing it and being the change makers. Anyone that does this personal development work, that really leans into understanding more about themselves, that becomes obsessed with this work, like I am myself, we are the change makers. We are the people that are breaking those generational patterns. We are creating change in our lives that will allow future generations to live a better, happier, healthier, longer life as well. So I would love if you could today, if you don't know what your human design type is, just have a look online. You can go, I'll pop a link in below where you can actually find out what your human design type is. When you find this out, it's free to do. When you find this out, you're going to get a chart that will overwhelm you like crazy. But then what I would love you to do is if you could pull out what type you are, what your profile is, which is the two numbers. So it will be two numbers, a number, and then a forward slash, and then another number. And then what your authority type is. So for me, I'm sacral authority, which means I can really feel my intuition. I feel things in my gut. That won't be the case for everybody. Not everybody is able to lean into or understand or feel their intuition through their gut. Some people make decisions through their head. And it's about really understanding more about yourself. And the more I do this work, the more I can support my clients, the more I can share really helpful podcast episodes on here for you to be able to grow your business in a way that feels good to you. And honestly, the change that I've noticed in myself in the last year alone, or the last 2 years, my podcast becomes 2 years old at the end of March 2026. And if I was to listen to my very first episode, I am not the same person as I was back then. The lessons that I've had, the learnings that I've gone through, the personal development work, the understanding myself on a deeper level, and even the guests that I've had come on have all helped me to be a stronger and better leader. And I want to be able to learn more about this so that I can educate more people and empower more people to take up more space, because so many of us dim our light. And actually, just to wrap up this conversation, I just want to share one thing that came up for me today, because I am a 6-2 generator. So I'm here to lead, I'm here to be that role model. I am also, my entire brand is around empowering other people to take up space, to be seen and heard for what it is that they stand for, to really feel empowered. And actually, some of the things that came up for me and the questions that were being asked by Sue today was, I'm creating space for other people. My Light Leaders event is all about creating a stage, a platform for other people to be seen and heard. My podcast is all about bringing on incredible people who are absolutely specialists, experts in what it is that they do, who are changing lives, to come on and share their magic with more people. And yet, when it comes to me doing my own solo episodes, I wasn't recording video because I wasn't putting myself out there enough. I was recording audio only and not video. Equally, for my Light Leaders event in 2025, I didn't do any speak. I'd introduced it. I introduced each guest, but I didn't share about me. I didn't share about what my purpose is, what my calling is, or anything about me. So I know that there were people in that room that left not knowing anything about me, because I'd put all of these other people on the stage and I didn't think about myself, because I wasn't actually allowing myself to be seen and heard. And actually, this comes from a deep rooted belief and an abandonment wound from like generational trauma. So it's not even my own beliefs that I've carried, except they're in me from a past experience, from what my mum had gone through. So it's really interesting. It's really highlighted things for me that actually we get to be the change. We get to make different decisions. So today is me keeping myself accountable, making a change. I'm recording video for a solo episode. And I'm also making sure that at my Light Leaders event, I am also going to be taking to that stage and sharing what it is that I do, and just leading and taking up more space to be seen and heard for myself. So although I help other people to do it, I wasn't fully doing it for myself. So this is a starting point for me to really take up more space and to get myself out there more, to be more visible. So it's not just me making other people be more visible and to be seen and heard. It's me doing the same thing. I'm leading by example. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode today. If you would like to go and check out Sue's playbooks as well, I will pop the link in the show notes below so you can go and have a look at those and see if it's the right fit for you. She also does these in-person sessions like today that I've been on, where she dives into your playbook so that you can understand more about your particular human design, your gifts. There are so many human design experts. Like I said, we've had, I think, 2 or 3 episodes on human design on the podcast. So if you search in Becoming a Powerhouse Brand for human design, you will find those other ones as well. Make sure you go and check those out, because honestly, this work right here will be a huge shift for you personally and in business as well. And when you can do this and implement this stuff and just understand more about yourself, you can make decisions that are actually in alignment to you. So whether it is investments, offers, moving forward with your business, taking a pivot, whatever that looks like for you, it's about really focusing on what feels good and what is in alignment to you. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode today. I will be back for the next one very soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.